Hi there, John Rowe from Rowe Strength and Conditioning here. In this second Respiration Rib Dynamics video, we're adding in a reaching with the arms. Reaching forward with the arms allows your anterior ribs to come down a little bit more easily and allows you to feel your internal obliques a little bit better. So it increases the challenge of your abdominal muscles particularly during inhalation, and the reach assists the internal rotation or the flexion of your ribs as you exhale. So here's the exercise, and we'll follow up with a little bit after. Lie on your back with your feet on a 2-inch block. Inhale through your nose, and as you exhale through your mouth, push down with your heels and perform a pelvic tilt so that your tailbone is raised slightly off the mat. Keep your back flat on the mat. You should feel the muscles on the back of your thighs engage. As you are performing a pelvic tilt, reach toward the ceiling with both of your arms. Maintaining the position of your arms and hips, inhale and fill your upper chest with air as you keep your low back flat on the mat. Let your arms passively move towards your head as you inhale. Exhale and let your lower ribs sink down, keeping your arms and hips stationary. Inhale again, filling your upper chest with air, and let your arms move further towards your head upon inhalation. Exhale, let your lower ribs sink down further and keep your low back on the ground. Continue this sequence for one more breath in and out, letting your arms move back further upon inhalation without letting your ribs come up. Relax and repeat 4 more times. I hope as you did that exercise, you felt the difference as you reached towards the ceiling, how much your anterior ribs can come down in the front. And as well, when you breathe in, when we're trying to fill up the upper rib cage with air, it should increase the demand of the abs that you should feel on the outer part of your rib cage as you breathe in. So what the T8 extension is the thoracic vertebrae number 8, which, very, very roughly, if you just went straight through the middle of your abdomen cavity here, roughly is around T8. And so we are trying to bring back some flexion to that area of your thoracic spine. Okay, and if you have a flat thoracic spine, or if you're overly extended, so extension being everything's coming forward, that T8 would be in a flexed position as it's trying to compensate for the overextension of the spine. So as we bring flexion back to the front of the rib cage, that T8, that thoracic vertebrae number 8, is actually extending on top of T9 and below T7. Don't worry too much about the technicality of that, but the T8 just means thoracic vertebrae number 8, and just in combination with the entire spine, it is extending. But what that is doing in the overall system is bringing flexion or kyphosis back to the thoracic part of your spine, which when we are in overextension, okay, we talked about that in the basic or the first rib cage dynamic exercise. If we're in overextension, everything is being pushed forward. So we have excess or hyperlordosis in our lumbar spine, and our thoracic spine is losing that nice flexion that we want to see, and it's getting flatter and flatter. And so that flat thoracic spine is a real problem, especially with inhalation. So we will tend to flare those lower ribs out as we breathe in. So with this exercise, because we're reaching, we're bringing those lower ribs down, and because we continue to reach as we breathe in, we're starting to fill the upper rib cage with air. So this is really important for, again, decreasing back tension, but in particular decreasing neck tension. really shutting down that anterior neck for breathing in. Okay, and that again causes lots of problems in the long run. So when we can bring those front ribs down and use those obliques to stabilize on breath in, we'll shut down the use of our neck for breathing in. We'll shut down the use of our back for breathing in. It'll lengthen the spine. It'll decompress the spine. And it'll challenge the diaphragm and the abs to co-contract, just like we talked about in the first video. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the exercise, and I do look forward to your comments should you want to leave them below. Thanks, and look for the next rib cage dynamics exercise.